What if an astronaut takes off his helmet in space? Imagine floating in the vast, endless dark where stars shine with a clarity you could never experience on Earth. The feeling would be both incredible and terrifying, wouldn't it? But in this awe-inspiring expanse, every piece of the astronaut's suit is absolutely crucial, especially the helmet. So what happens if they take it off, exposing themselves directly to the raw, hostile environment of outer space? Let's journey through the reality of what it would actually mean to lose that vital protection. First things first. Space is not just cold and empty, it's a near-perfect vacuum, which means there's no air, no atmosphere, and most importantly, no oxygen. So as soon as that helmet is removed, the astronaut would immediately lose their entire oxygen supply. On Earth, we sometimes take oxygen for granted. Here, it's a constant in every breath. But out in space, with no helmet, that simple breath isn't possible. With no air to breathe, the astronaut would only have seconds before oxygen depletion started affecting their body. Without that oxygen, the body starts to react in extreme ways, almost instantly. One of the biggest changes is the lack of air pressure. On Earth, we live under atmospheric pressure all the time, which keeps everything in our bodies balanced. In space, though, this pressure is nearly non-existent. The sudden drop in pressure around the astronaut would cause the body's natural internal gases to expand. It's a process called ebulism. This isn't just discomfort, it's a potentially painful and deadly expansion. Moisture on the skin, in the eyes, even in the lungs, would begin to boil. Not because of heat, but because the low pressure in space makes liquid water turn to gas. What about blood? Surprisingly, it wouldn't boil right away. Our bodies are pretty amazing, and the circulatory system can handle low pressure for a little while. But without protection, the blood's oxygen level would plummet, and tiny bubbles might begin to form. The astronaut's veins and arteries wouldn't burst, but they'd certainly feel intense pressure. Without a helmet, the brain's oxygen would be used up in seconds. And that brings up another issue: loss of consciousness. As the brain goes without oxygen, an astronaut would black out in about 15 seconds. Beyond that, brain cells would begin dying within minutes, meaning every second without oxygen is one step closer to irreversible damage. Then, there's the temperature issue. Out in space, temperature extremes can vary incredibly. In sunlight, temperatures can soar to more than 250 degrees Fahrenheit, while in the shade, they can drop to -250 degrees. But here's something interesting. Without air to transfer heat, the sensation wouldn't feel hot or cold as it would on Earth. However, in direct sunlight, the astronaut would be hit with solar radiation. This means that if the astronaut's helmet is off, their skin would start burning instantly from this unfiltered sunlight, like an intense sunburn happening in seconds. It wouldn't be the kind of burn that blisters slowly. It would be quick, severe, and damaging to the skin's cells. Something only the vacuum of space could inflict. Now you might wonder, would an astronaut's body explode? Hollywood likes to make it look like that's what would happen. But the truth is, our skin and body tissues are quite strong and elastic. They wouldn't burst under space's pressure, or lack thereof. Instead, the body would swell. The lack of external pressure causes the body to expand like a balloon. The skin would stretch, the face would puff, and the fingers and arms might look a bit inflated, but nothing would actually pop. However, it would be an uncomfortable and terrifying experience, with significant pain from the swelling, and a sensation of tightness across the entire body. All of this might sound intense, but remember, this is only the first few seconds. Within 10 to 15 seconds of removing the helmet, the astronaut would start to lose vision and awareness due to the lack of oxygen. Their senses would start to dull, and they'd lose consciousness. Within 2 minutes, their body would be on the path to permanent damage. After around 5 minutes, the chances of recovery diminish significantly. It's a chilling thought, but space is unforgiving, and it doesn't take long for it to show its deadly side. If we move beyond the terrifying science of what happens biologically, there's a bit of hope. Space agencies like NASA plan for emergencies in every detail, and astronauts undergo rigorous training. In a worst-case scenario where a suit is compromised, astronauts are trained to handle decompression quickly and can follow procedures to repressurize or fix minor leaks before they become serious. Moreover, they don't go alone. They're tethered and monitored by teammates who can offer immediate assistance. So why do we suit up so meticulously? Because every element of an astronaut's suit is designed to guard against exactly this kind of deadly exposure. The helmet provides oxygen and maintains pressure, yes, but it also shields the eyes, skin, and entire respiratory system from radiation, pressure changes, and the bone-chilling emptiness of space. Even the visor is layered with special coatings to protect against solar radiation. Thinking about it makes you realize that while outer space is beautiful and humbling, it's also a place that demands the highest level of respect and caution.